One of the biggest problems that gyms face is getting caught in a rut. Through our experience, we've found that this rut is due to a mixture of problems with 1. Staffing, 2. How much you're charging per class, and 3. Enrollment numbers. Issues with those 3 elements combine and seize up your business. Now, we aren't just picking these issues out of thin air. This is something that we have experienced with multiple clients, and by tackling these 3 elements, we've taken them from struggling financially to doing incredibly well, building their gyms to the point where not only can they do quite well, but also they can build careers for their staff, which in this industry is pretty unusual. And if you go by the following process, there is no reason why you can't build the same growth too. So, how do you make more money and get more enrollments whilst balancing staffing, price pressures, and your marketing? The first hurdle, and one of the main issues that we're seeing over and over again, is a lot of people complaining saying, we can't find any quality coaches to hire. They say that they can't find the coaches, they can't pay the coaches, that they can't retain the coaches, so on and so forth. And if they don't have the coaches, then they can't add any more classes, and they can't actually grow their gym. When you're caught in this vicious circle, then you don't actually have the capacity to enroll more students and gain more income to expand. Many of these gyms have waiting lists, i.e. money on the table and possible income that they can't attain because they just don't have the coaches. And then the blame game starts. We can't find the staff, no one wants to work, blah blah blah. Now, we've heard this so much that we decided to run some polls and work out the maths. Now, we're going to use the average gym in the United States as a benchmark. We started by asking gyms, how much do you pay your coaches? $15 or less, $15 to $20, $20 to $25, or $25 plus. A staggering 78% of the gyms asked, and they said they paid basically the minimum that they can pay. So sitting in the $15 or less bracket. 78% of them. 22% were between $15 and $20, and a very small amount, maybe just 2%, pays over $20. The next question was, what is the average charge per class? The average gym seems to be in and around $80 per class per month. The average class student limit is 8 kids. So again, let's do the maths. With 8 kids to a class paying $80 per month, the average income on this average class, and this isn't including rent or utilities expenses as that is sort of venue specific, and that comes to $640 gross. Now let's factor in the coach expenses. Being paid $15 per hour and teaching 4 classes per month works out at $60 cost to run a class. After the expense of each coach, each class makes a profit of $580. Now, in all likelihood, your current classes cover all of your bills and all the hard costs. So if you add another class, you're basically making an extra $580 in profit for every added class. The problem is, how do you add those extra classes and get that extra income when you can't find more coaches? Well, this 3-step process starts with you paying your staff more. Simply try to pay your staff as much as you can. Once they feel that they have value, they'll be more dedicated to your gym and want to work more, and then you can benefit from adding more classes, allowing you to see more of those $580 class profits. Do your due diligence and find out what the market bears to make sure that you have as many top quality coaches as possible. Even if you pay your coaches $50 an hour or more, when they're paid competitively, then you can get the best qualified staff. They may even come from your competitors to work for you at your gym. This then leads directly into step 2. Raise your prices. The $80 average in the United States is way below what the market can bear. Small markets may struggle to get over $80, but there are larger markets and medium markets that would pay a lot more. And for some reason, gyms are undercharging. Parents typically are prepared to pay money if they see great benefit to their kids. And we underestimate how amazing our sport is for growing kids, developing kids, and turning them into champions. Parents are prepared to pay to help their kids develop their mental health and their physical health, and gymnastics is so valuable for both. Do not underestimate what parents will pay for this life-changing experience for their kids and for a great quality coach. Investing in their kids is what they love to do. Step 3, market your gym. You've got something good going on, and people need to know about it. So make sure that you're promoting your gym. Now, we see it all the time. All of the effort is put into the program, but very little effort is put into the sophisticated, thoughtful marketing they need. We're living in an age right now where thoughtful, sophisticated marketing can be done at a very reasonable price. There has never been a time where we can do the things that we can do right now. The old age ways of marketing are, recitals, flyers at schools and community locations, gift bags and all sorts of different things. Now, if you've got the big bucks, you may have even tried advertising campaigns on radio and television. But all of this is very sort of guerrilla marketing, and some of it is spotty and it's inconsistent. Now, with the power of digital marketing, we can get to the point that we know, dollar to dollar, what your marketing is doing. No gym should be overlooking this part of their business. And unfortunately, many businesses do tend to be service and product focused, and then they treat sales and marketing as if it's just a third-rate cousin. If done correctly, this is where all your revenue can come from. There does, however, need to be an initial investment, which then circles us all the way back around to the initial issue: how can you invest in marketing if you can't afford to pay our coaches more? Now, we had a gym in Texas that was paying its coaches $9 an hour. $9 an hour. And we said, you need to raise your rates to at least $15. She thought that we were nuts, yet she just couldn't understand why she couldn't get people to work for her. At $9 an hour, you're not going to get people who are committed because they're not getting anything out of it other than maybe a love and a passion for the sport and the coaching of kids. This mindset of, I can't pay my staff more, is common. Now, it can be linked to habit and comfort, but it's also linked to a lack of marketing. Gym owners are so concerned about kids leaving than they are of how they're going to bring in more kids, which then keeps them in a price and cost deadlock. The benefits that we've seen of raising coaches' wages is it attracts better qualified applicants and draws experienced coaches away from your competitors. Now, if you can pay more, you're going to get the best coaches to come to you. And so, hey, if they're a really good coach and they're currently working for a competitor and you've got a good reputation and you're going to pay more, well, that coach is going to be interested in working for you. Now, this will eradicate the hurdle of trying to find new coaches because you can give them what they want, which is more opportunities for growth and stability. Now, this leads to a higher level of commitment and a better work ethic from your staff, meaning more consistency for you and your clients, which results in happiness all round. So the next pushback that we get when approaching the subject of pricing is we can't raise our prices because our parents and children will leave. Now, this is so common. Businesses are so scared to lose people that they don't want to rock the boat, even if that means they bring in more people. Many gyms have a waiting list, and like I said earlier, that is money on the table. You don't really want a waiting list. You want those kids to be in classes. Now, if you raise your prices, yes, some of your current students may leave, but the kids on the waiting lists will fill those spots. Parents are willing to pay for a higher quality coach. Most parents are prepared to invest in their kids, and those are the kinds of parents that will want to be in your gym. So, with all that said, let's revisit the maths. Let's say the average gym raises its coaches' pay from $15 an hour to $20 an hour, which is a 25% pay raise. And they raise class rates from $80 to $90 a month, which we've seen gyms in the United States do time and time again successfully. The new average class profit of 8 kids of $90 per month is $720 a month. The expense of the coach is $20 now, so it's going to cost you $80 per class instead of $60. But we've gone from a per class profit of $580 to $640, even though we've raised the salary of our coaches. Our coaches are getting paid more, and we're getting more. This pay increase means that you have the staff to add more classes and to add an additional $640 per month per class. Now, we have seen this work time and time again, and this can work for you too. But you may be asking, what if I don't have a waiting list? Now, the answer to this is to build demand through digital marketing. And as I said before, digital marketing with Facebook, Instagram, and Google is such a powerful medium that can absolutely be measured and is not crazy complicated. Now, I would personally love to claim that, oh, it is just so complex, it is like rocket science, and you need a special team like us to do it for you. But I'd be lying. Okay, the reality is, if somebody on your team has got some smarts and is able to learn some skills, they can do this themselves and can build a marketing system and marketing program for you and your gym. It's not difficult, but let me give you some tried and tested tips to help you out. Now, what we do for our clients and what your goal should be when you're doing your marketing is to become a household name in your local community. So if you draw a 15-mile radius around your location, the goal is that every single parent in that area should know that you exist. To the point that whenever they think about signing their kid up for an activity, the first thought is your gym. This will happen because your marketing is going to be so consistently in front of them, showing them all the wonderful things that you're doing in the gym, the happy smiling faces, the wins, the amazing stories that happen daily, the 3-year-old that is so excited because they learned how to do a forward roll, or a teen kid that has finally figured out how to do a backflip. Like, those are the kind of things and those stories that people love to hear about. You can interview some of the parents about the benefits that they've seen in their children, and you can talk to the kids about how they've made lifelong friendships. Now, when you share these amazing, heartwarming stories on Facebook and on Instagram, the parents in your 15-mile radius will desire this amazing experience for their children too. And you can use Google Ads to capture the whole bunch of parents searching every single day for things to do for their kids. This all sounds great. I know it does. But does it work? Well, here's a case study of a gym in the United States that we helped through this very process. At the start of this process, they were paying the coaches $15 per hour. They were charging $80 per class, and they averaged about 450 kids and about $500,000 of revenue a year. But they were stuck because they couldn't add any more coaches. Now, utilizing this process that we've just talked about to get them out of this rut, they managed to raise their prices. All of their coaches get paid a minimum of $20 per hour, and this then brought a higher quality level of coach to them. They were able to exceed their original goal of 900 kids to actually over 1,000 kids. They raised their prices by $10 every 6 months, starting in 2019, and they kept doing it. Today, they're charging $180 per class. So they've gone from $80 per class to $180 per class, and they still haven't found a ceiling where people aren't willing to pay more. They've now got an amazing reputation in their local 15-mile radius. Parents see them as the #1 place to take their kids, and they have waiting lists. So every time they raise their prices, some kids, yes, do leave, but they almost immediately fill right back up. The success of this process has allowed them to have the money to buy the building. They've renovated it and upgraded the interior, so it's a really nice place for the parents to come. Since we started working with them in 2015, they've been consistently marketing this way, to the point that they're now known to be the best activity centre in the area. And I say Kids Activity Centre because they're not just competing with local gymnastics gyms. Oh no, they are also competing with soccer, with baseball, tennis, and all other sports too. If you want your gym to be this competitive, you can by implementing this process. We want to help you on your journey. The path to success is not only through hiring a marketing agency to do all the marketing for you. We know it's not a question of if you need to market your business. We've established that it's a requirement if you want to grow. Instead, it's a question of how you are going to market your business. Now, we love to help gyms grow, so we offer both free resources and paid options too. We have options for you to either learn to do it yourself, or you can hire us to do it for you. Now, I really hope that you found this video helpful. Book a call with one of our team to explore your options.